Look who decided to come to dinner!
What the hell are you talking about? Who are you talking to?
Wait, no, I haven't.
This is my goddamn motherfucker now.
You goddamn
Son of a thing.
Oh, we're recording. Just like that. All right. Peoples, we in the part 2 now.
Oh yeah. You understand.
Most definitely. We still out here, same spot. Niggas talking that shit.
Talking good shit.
Yeah, so where do we leave? Oh, I forgot my goddamn. Hey, talk to the people for a minute. I forgot something. Or we can just start when I get back.
Well, we'll see. So look here, y'all. Where we left off at, we was talking about me and my forgiveness level. I don't have a very high. So just like I said before, when it come down to taking food, if you threatening to take food out of my mouth, threatening to take food out of my family's mouth, I have an issue with that, and I could kill you for that. Like I feel like that is justified. If that could be law, a lot of motherfuckers would get off on that shit. But and if I was to kill somebody, I'd definitely get off. But you know, that's just me. So like to men who are in relationships where your woman is, you may not be the breadwinner, but you own your shit and you pushing to get to that point. And that woman is threatening your livelihood. And time goes by and you're able to forgive that and go back to that. That shit, I can't do that. It don't sit right with me. I've always been a person anyway where in my mind, I feel like when it come down to me and you, if we doing something together, don't get me wrong, I'm pushing to maintain everything that we have. But if I'm not in that space to where I can do that, don't threaten my livelihood, especially when I'm out of my element. Yeah. Simple as that. I've preached it to a lot of my homies, everybody that I can, that when you're doing your job as a man, the woman that you are with, the one that you love, whatever you go by, they respect you more when you're doing your job as a man. And women, if you're not doing your job as a man, women love potential.
Yeah.
They love potential.
Oh, I can fix him. I can help him get it together.
Mm-hmm. I'm not that potential nigga. Like I'm established. I got my shit. I'm on my shit. Yeah. So when you come into this, you're an addition to what I'm doing. It's not we're starting from scratch and building something new or whatever. Unless that's a plan for us. If it's not a plan for us, you're an addition.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna
go right ahead, bro.
I want to give you a scenario. You tell me, I'm gonna give you a scenario and you tell me, how you feel about it. So You established. You got all your stuff going on, right?
Right.
Own crib, own car, you don't need for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, the lady you're looking for, basically, you know, you want her on that same level. You know, she don't really need for nothing, so she wants you for you.
Mm-hmm.
If I buy you a gift, that's because I bought you a gift.
Right.
If you buy me a gift, it's just because you bought me a gift.
Right.
But say, okay, yeah, she don't need for nothing, but she still wouldn't need for nothing, but she don't have her own vehicle, and she still stay at home with her mama. Would that deter you from still like put you towards like? It's not that she's just not doing absolute nothing. Like she still has a job or something, but let's just say she wrecked her car and she don't make enough to purchase one right now, but she's she's trying to build towards it.
Mm-hmm.
And like when you met her, say she was only like 25% into actually purchasing her next vehicle. Like this stuff may have just happened.
So when I meet her, she don't have her own place, she don't have her own car, but she does have a job.
And let's just say her job pays her fairly well. But she's helping moms out
of
with
course,
bills,
right?
Stuff like that. Like
you still have obligations in your position.
She's not freeloading,
right?
So would that deter you from still like moving forward? And
no, it wouldn't. And see, the reason why is I like potential as well. Mm-hmm. So as long as you are building towards something, I'll do everything in my power to make sure that you get to the goal that you're trying to get to.
Right.
Or you don't have your own crib, I got my own crib. So you got somewhere to chill whenever you want to get away.
Right.
You feel me? Like I'm not tripping on that at all.
Right.
You ain't got a car, you working towards that. But in the meantime, when I have the time, I can look out for you. And
if you need me to run you around,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like you may even hit her up like, hey, I'm actually ripping and running right now. You need something? I ain't gonna be too far from you.
Now, here's the thing that is hard about that no car thing. I'm a person that values time. And I honestly think that that's the issue with me dealing with people, not just women, but people in general. Like, I'm a person, my job, I work anywhere from 12, I can work anywhere from a 12-hour shift to a 24-hour shift. Mm-hmm. The longest shift I've worked is a 36-hour shift. I've worked 36 hours straight. I've done that before. So,
that's hard, dude.
However, the beauty of my job, even though working in them hard hours, I have every weekend off. I do not work weekends at all.
That is
every weekend is off.
And that is a beautiful thing.
Yes, very beautiful. So when I have my weekends, I try to make the most of my weekend. And Fridays, typically I get off early, but sometimes shit go wrong, territory of the job.
Yeah.
But typically on Fridays, I'm off at a decent time. So I can handle a lot of my business on Fridays and handle my business on Saturdays early with certain businesses. I'm able to prioritize my business that I handle.
So say like, okay, say your off days don't match, right? So do you do...
Hold on. Now, before you get into that, let me finish what I'm getting into.
Go ahead.
So my thing with time is, because I don't have that time during the week, on that weekend when I do have it, I value the shit out of that time. So with me, I think the issue that I have is dealing with people who feel like they have time. because they don't put in the type of hours that I put in.
Pause you for 1 second. Side note, round of applause. Just got discovered by another person on Twitter. A whole nother podcast. I don't know where they from, but just got the notification. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nah, not everybody puts in the hours that I put in. You know, and not everybody has a job that has them off every weekend also.
Right.
So for me, because I don't have that time during the week, I try to, I'm a planner.
Mm-hmm.
So I try to plan things at least a week in advance.
Right.
As long as we're on a schedule and we have a plan, I am very easy to work with. The minute that you derail from that plan, you start fucking with my anxiety. Because now I start thinking in my mind, well, I set aside this time to be able to do this. You just flake them.
But what if it's a line on that flake? Like, say the flake was understandable.
Oh yeah, I'm totally reasonable. I'm very reasonable. I'm not unreasonable at all.
Okay, well, say
because I understand that things happen. You still, at the end of the day, you still have your own life.
So yeah, right. Because I was gonna ask you, and you know what? That kind of answered the question before I could ask. Okay, so now, say part of the scenario is like this girl, she doesn't have the weekends off, right?
Right.
So y'all normal thing, it's not every weekend, but y'all normal thing is like, okay, after you finish handling all your business on Friday, you go, you scoop her, you take her to work Saturday. When she get off, you go pick her up, Saturday night. Y'all do that for the weekend, so y'all can still have that little bit of time because her off days maybe it's like during the week.
Mm-hmm.
So on her off days, y'all don't necessarily see each other, but because sometimes you may be out. Like it can't be no whole you off on this day, so as soon as I get off, I'm gonna come scoop you, and then you chill at my spot while I'm at work type shit. Like because she don't have a car,
mm-hmm.
so she can't move around like that. So her off days is kind of like to her,
right?
And so say it's one of those weekends where like y'all had plans, but like when she got off work, she kind of was like, I kind of want to go, hang with my girls this, what I'm saying? It may not be both nights, but like one of your like Saturday. Say it's the Saturday, not the Friday. Because if it's the Friday, I'm sure you're gonna be like, well, should I be ripping and running all day?
Yeah.
But say it's the Saturday, like y'all did have like some kind of plan. It wasn't like the normal. It wasn't the normal. Well, I'm just gonna pick you up. We're gonna chill at the crib type shit. It's like, okay, well, you get off at say 11. Our plan was to hit the movies. The last showing is 11:30. It's gonna take me 15 minutes to get to you, and the movie theater is 15 minutes from the job. So we'll get there right on time.
Mm-hmm.
And she got a flake on you with the whole. Well, I kind of wanted to go hang with my girls.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's still reasonable due to the fact of you still get your normal time every other week, and it was just like, say 2 out of the 4 weekends of the month. She may hit you with that. Do you get mad with the whole? Well, you should have told me this ahead of time, so I would have known. Like, well, this weekend I'm not about to shoot. I'd still come pick you up, take you to the crib, so you can start getting ready, so you can go hang with your girls.
Here is my answer to that. And the thing about this answer, I'm gonna warn y'all now, it is a very human answer. You got a little cotton hanging. That's on the drill. So this is a very human answer that I'm about to give. Some of you may disagree. Some of you may not. It's all about how I feel the day that you tell me this. That is true. Because I can sit here and say to you that I'll be understanding to it, but that day I may not be.
Because it all depends on how much planning you put towards what that night was.
Yeah, like that day I may not be.
So
Even if I barely put anything to, if I barely put anything into it, it still depends on just how I feel that day.
yeah,
And that's the good and the bad of just dealing with a person in general.
yeah, because you never know. Because you could have been doing the same thing and she just not know.
Like I could wake up that day and I be in like an amazing mood, and I'm way more understanding than I am any other day. And I'm like, oh, I know I get it, because you've been putting in hours too. Go ahead and chill with your girls. But in the same token, I'm still human, so I cannot. And me knowing me, I cannot rule out the fact that there is a selfish part of me that may come out and say, no, I have a fucking problem with that.
Because I've already planned all of this, and
And
especially if you already spent your money.
Yeah, and I don't have this time often like that. I could have been doing something else. I could have made other plans.
Now say y'all had the dinner and the movie thing going on. It wasn't no romantic dinner. It was just like after the movie we gonna hit the Coney Island, right? We already paid for the ticket. Now the movie is a movie like you really wanted to see the movie.
Uh-huh.
And like it don't have to necessarily be a chick flick. But matter of fact, we gonna say it's a chick flick, right?
Right.
But it's a Denzel Washington type of chick flick.
Okay.
Where that bitch gonna be good. I don't know. Denzel Washington ever made a chick? That's beside the point. Look, that's that.
Yeah, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Matter of fact, let's say it's a Will Smith.
Okay.
Right? And now she decides, okay, well, fuck it. But then, your homeboy have already been telling you, like, hey, man, I wanted to see this movie. Like, I wanted to go with my girl, but she had to work that night. I can't go. And you got that extra ticket. So do you tell your girl, like, well, fuck it, shit, me and my boy, we just gonna go hang with it. And y'all go see that movie. Now, you know what I'm saying? It's just y'all going to see the movie type shit because both y'all want to see it. And then, you know what I'm saying, y'all go chill for the rest of the night. Like, do you do something like that? Like, you just shift it and alternate it? Because at the same time, like you said, you can wake up and be like really understanding. But then by that evening, who knows what happened between the time you woke up to that evening.
Here's the thing about me knowing myself. If I am able to make a compromise with the plan, I'll be good. But if I can't compromise that plan, like chances are I'm going to be mad.
Yeah, like you just stuck. Like, fuck, I got these 2 tickets. And
because, like, nigga, if I'm sitting there, if it's a night where I'm sitting there, I got these 2 tickets, and you want to go chill with your girls.
Now you stuck on 2K.
Well, when I answered the question, I was understanding. But now I'm sitting here kind of mad. Now I'm contradicting myself. But here's the thing about me thinking logically. At the end of the night, I wouldn't meet you with that. Right. Because at the end of the day, that was a decision that I chose to make. Mm-hmm. And I knew the risk in making that decision. Chances are, me telling you, go ahead, do what you do, I could be sitting here by my fucking self and not doing shit.
It happens 4 times before less.
So on that mode, I have to take that on the chin. Mm-hmm. And let you rock. I gave you that. I'm gonna let you rock. So, like, but if I can find a compromise, shit, it's always good.
Right. Okay, I feel that. Hell yeah, that's what's up. Cause yeah, man. Cause
hell, even as far as saying like, all right, you don't want to do that. Well, how about y'all do it? Yeah, this was my plan. This was a simple plan to go see this movie. You wanted to see it too. If your homegirls want to see it, throw the idea out there. I'll give you the tickets. They can, if they want to get their own tickets, they can get their tickets.
If it's
If
more-
my pocket's deep like that, I get y'all tickets.
Yeah, if it's more than 2 of them and I only got the 2 tickets, then you know what homegirls you really fuck with like that. Like you would give the one that really ain't got it like that. You would
Right.
give her that ticket, then the other 2 homegirls like, hey, just buy your ticket. Bro. Come on, let's go."
Right. Like if there's a compromise, I'm all for it.
Yeah, man, and that is a real answer, man.
Yeah, that's me knowing myself. And it, like I say, me dealing with people who feel like they have time, like I really value my time.
Right.
So like even all the way down to even my homies and my family, if you say, nigga, we can chill this day, and then I'm hitting your line and you not hitting me back,
Man,
you flaking on
I
me,
hate that shit.
bro, don't do that. Because
hate that shit.
I set aside time for you.
If anything, I'm not necessarily saying on the first call pick up, but like at least, you know what I'm saying, find some time to kind of hit me back like, hey bro, my bad.
Pause on that because I'm uncomfortable with the way that sounds. Because like, so let me explain this. I'm a very genuine person. Anybody that know me, I'm a very genuine person. So it may come off weird to those who don't know me, but if you know me, I'm a very genuine person. I enjoy, just like doing this podcast, I enjoy this shit because I'm kicking it with my brother. You feel me? Like,
and it gives us a whole nother reason to just sit and chill and talk.
right.
We would sit in the living room and have these conversations anyway.
Right. This was something that we was gonna talk about regardless. So like I say, I'm a very genuine person. So normally, like on the weekends, normally on Saturday, I go over to the east side. Me in Detroit. I'm going on the east side. I'm chilling with my cousin. You feel me? I'm over there. I'm drinking, smoking cigars, kicking the balls with them, having funny ass conversations, real ass conversations. I'm doing all of it. If you bang my line and say we chilling that weekend, understand that I'm putting my family on the back burner to chill with you.
Right. I had something else to do.
I had something that I was gonna do. I had something on my agenda. I'm putting that to the side and I'm chilling with you. Whether I look at you as fam or not, I'm kicking it with you.
Give me that same feedback.
Show me that same respect.
I feel that shit, man.
I value my time because I don't have a lot of it. We can't do this shit during the week.
Yeah. See, and that's why I said, like, man, if I call, I'm not saying drop everything, pick up. Like, no.
Exactly.
But, we got text messages, all that shit. Like, hey, bro, I'm kind of busy. I know I said, you ain't even got to really explain yourself. Just be like, hey, I can't do it.
Exactly.
Can't do it.
I was just about to get to that. Like I was gonna say, even all the way down to this is how reasonable I am. If we have a plan, you can hit me up the day of and say, we can't do this.
Because shit happens.
Communicate. As long as you communicate with me, I take it. You ain't gotta give me no reason.
No.
All you gotta do is say, hey, look, I know we were supposed to do this. Man, I can't do it. Something that came up.
And then don't go on the phone and go, all right, well, cool. All right, bet you can't do it. And then turn around and jump on the internet and talk shit. Because sometimes it may not be them that can't do it. It may be you that can't do it.
I don't give a fuck about the shit you talk.
No. But what I'm saying is like,
I get what you're saying.
yeah, like, come on, man. But just
Hold on. Explain for the people. Explain for the people what
like
you mean.
Like the side shots, like, if, okay, it's like, shit, man, we supposed to go out. I'm not a bar person, but whatever. We supposed to go out. We supposed to hit the little spot up.
Right.
And then I go, shit, man, I can't do it. I didn't even give you a reason. I just hit you with the I can't do it. Then you turn around and jump on the face. I can't stand niggas that they don't even give you no heads up. They just straight go to the same day and whatever. Like, man, niggas be flaky as hell. Like, man, I can't. I'm gonna put new people around me. It's like, bro, get man.
But that's the selfish thing about human beings.
You said that.
That's the selfish thing about human beings. We enjoy what you can do for us. But when you can't do for us and you start doing for you, it's selfish now.
Yeah, man. I can't. I only reason I say this, that is, first off, that's not a situation I've ever dealt with. But I've watched people deal with that kind of shit. Like, I've seen like that. Like, that was one of my biggest reasons of I felt that breath of fresh air when I got on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, I'll be seeing motherfuckers complaining about their folks, and it's like, that's your people's. Why are you putting this on the internet? You could have told them that. That's not for us to be sitting there like, oh man, I think such and such and such and such is beefing.
Yeah.
Like, they just like, no, come on now.
But what they looking for is justification for why they feel the way that they do.
That's the part I don't get. Like, why are you looking for everybody else to be on your side, or not even everybody else? As soon as one person hit the comment section and be like, hell yeah, man, I can't stand that shit, you're going to gravitate towards that person, and next thing you know, y'all doing that to each other.
Yep.
Because ain't neither one of y'all going to even have the balls to sit up there and say that shit.
I had a conversation with somebody. This is an old conversation. So like, or not even necessarily a conversation. It was kind of us going back and forth, but I understood where they were coming from. So like, it was somebody I used to work with. I used to chill with them a lot. We had a crew. I used to hang around them a lot. When I stopped working there, I stopped hanging around them.
That's how work goes, man. You gotta understand that, man.
And you know, I seen them post something on Facebook. So like when I hadn't seen them post anything, so I click on their page, I see, all right, they've been consistent. It's just the algorithm. They ain't showing everything that this person posts, whatever. So like, me being a person that I am, it's like, you know, I'm thinking like, you know, let me hit them up. Like, I ain't thought nothing about them, but I have a reminder of you. So now it's like, you know, I remember kicking it with you, and it's always been good shit.
Right.
How you doing? Let me hit you up, see how you doing this shit. And that person was upset with me because they on the mode that's like, no, bro, keep that same energy. You wasn't fucking with me before, and you ain't fucking with me now. So what's the point of you hitting me up? And I had to explain to them. This is exactly what I said. Or, no, this ain't exactly what I said. This is along the lines. I'm drunk. Yeah. So it was basically like I said, look, we always been cool, and I get that. And I understand that the time that I gave you, you genuinely enjoyed that time. Yeah. And for me to cut that time completely with no warning or nothing, you were hurt by that.
And never did you not once think, he don't work here no more. That motherfucker probably on his grind.
But look, it's like,
it's that selfish part you was talking.
You cut ties completely. And I get it. I apologize, but I need you to understand something. I have my own life just like you have your own life. Mm-hmm. And just like how you demand my time, I have other people who demand my time as well. But they are convenient. I'm able to get to them. Yeah. They're able to get to me.
And it's been in my regular rotation before me and you have met.
Right. I got a rotation already. So it's not a hard feeling towards you or why I didn't kick it with you. It's just I only have so much of me to give. Now, if you hit me up, I sacrifice that time with them to kick it with you because I know how you are.
Now look, it's funny you say that, right? Because my dude Zach, me and him, we was close. You've heard Zach name plenty of times. We was close, you know what I'm saying, while we was working, right? So the fact that I don't work there no more, I still every once in a while hit him up out the blue. Sometimes he don't answer, sometimes he do. But I understand, like, we can't hang the way we used to because majority of our hanging time was at work. And I feel like he's thinking the same way like you just explained.
Mm-hmm.
Because he may think that since he really don't answer the phone like that, or I shoot him a text and he don't reply, he's probably thinking like I'm probably getting mad at him for it. When really, you know me, I'm not.
Right.
I'm not at all. Like, so he texted me recently, like sometime last week. Like, hey, bro, I know I ain't been answering the phone, man. I've been a shitty ass kind of friend, this, that. I promise you, nigga, I'm gonna call you. I promise I'm gonna call you tomorrow, whatever. I was like, man, I ain't tripping, bro.
Right.
Go ahead, man. If you hit me up, you hit me up. I may even call you. If you don't answer, is nothing against you. Like me and you, we cool. We gonna always be cool. That's just what it is. It's just we don't spend as much time together as we did when we was working together. Just on the simple fact that I don't work there no more.
Bro, my brother Lowe. This is my longest friend that I've had. I've been friends with him for almost 25 fucking years. Like, the only friend I got that I done kicked it with, we've been friends for over 20 years. He really the only friend I got where we consistently contact. We talk at least once a month. But even still, if it were to go longer than that, when he called my line or I hit his line, we pick up where we left off.
See? And that's the thing. Me and this nigga leave. We've been knowing each other since we was fucking 5 years old. I told you, I've seen him maybe 2 to 3 times in the last 12 years. I don't hold nothing against that. We just in 2 different spaces.
Yeah.
And there's been multiple times where we've done this in our lifetime. Where when I moved from the town to the city.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I didn't see that motherfucker for 4, 5 years.
Right.
As soon as I run into him, shit, man, we kick it like it was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
That's just
and it's the same way with me and him.
Yeah, it's just what it is. Like, shit, nigga, I'm not holding this time against you. Like, dog, you still my fucking dude.
The main point that is made through all of this is I'm still team you, but I also have to manage my own shit.
Yeah, and the other thing people gonna get out of this is, wow, works both ways. The same way I can pick up and hit you up.
Yep, you can pick up and hit me up.
And it's no different. Don't sit there and wait on me. And then when you hear from me, now you got an attitude. See, that's where the bullshit lies. Because if the next time I hear from you and we ain't talked in a while, and you got an attitude at me because we ain't talked in a while, it's like before you even reach the attitude stage, you could have hit me up. You could have fucking hit me up and be like, hey, bro, everything good? I would have chopped it up with you. Even if I didn't answer the phone when you called, I probably would have sent a text like, oh, shit, what up, nigga? Hey, my bad. I'm busy right now doing such. I'm going to call you as soon as I do. So, you know what I'm saying? As soon as I do. I'm not going to put no time frame on it. As soon as I get a chance. Because 9 times out of 10, nigga might even forget to call you back. But he acknowledged the fact that you hit him up and at least showed you the decency of replying back.
Right.
The line is still 2 ways.
And see, me, I don't even get mad on the two-way shit.
Neither do I.
Like, I throw it out there like, hey, shit do work two ways, but even still, I understand.
Because I didn't call you just like you didn't call me.
Exactly.
I fucking understand. That's why when that last time the nigga Leaves called me and his name popped up, I said, damn, I had this nigga number. Apparently you had mine too, but shit. Like I said, we in two different walks of life.
Yep.
If I force my path onto yours, it could really fuck up something you got going on.
Yep.
Because you never know what path a motherfucker is walking down.
And that the one thing I pride myself on is just being the man of understanding.
Mm-hmm.
That's the key. That's been my key to life.
Because you know, if you take the big picture of when the last time we like kind of like communicated, actually sat and chilled,
yep,
it'll look like, well, damn, nigga, as soon as you stop smoking, this supposed to be your man's. Like y'all have known each other from since y'all was little. As soon as you stop smoking, he stopped talking to you. Y'all stopped chilling, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it would look in the big picture. But in the small picture, what you're not seeing is the fact of, shit, nigga, I'm still blowing my reefer. My nigga, stop. Okay, I'm gonna give him his space and let him go ahead because he actually trying to do something else, and I don't want to stand in his way because I might fuck around and tempt him into going back to smoking, and he could have been on a whole nother path.
Yep.
Like you gotta look at that's another two-way street, and you gotta understand like motherfuckers didn't just stop hitting you up just off the simple fact of, well, shit,
fuck with you.
I don't fuck with you like that because you ain't doing what I'm doing. Because at the same time, they could be looking at it like, no, nigga, what I'm doing is what I'm doing. I'm not about to stop what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not about to drag you into this shit when you probably got a whole other plan that has nothing to do with it. So why would I trap you in the same motherfucking box you kind of trying to get yourself out of?
Yep.
If you look at it that way.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? That's, man, much love. You know what I mean? All the fucking time. The best thing, like I do that shit with people when they like going through griefs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I give them space and time, and sometimes it's not always a good thing because sometimes they're like, damn, like you supposed to be my dude. Like when I was going through that hard time, I wasn't thinking about it, but if I would have heard from you, it would have made a world of difference.
Right.
And you like, shit, man, you was going through it. I didn't want to be just a whole nother mouth in your ear.
Yeah.
So I figured the best bet was to kind of keep my distance and, you know what I'm saying, let you go through it, start to come down. On your start to come down, then you will hear from me like, hey, you know what I'm saying, I heard about everything, like everything good.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. It's a double-edged sword, man.
It really is.
So
here's the thing about that metaphor though. It's a double-edged sword, but at the end of the day, you're the one that's wielding it. If you cut yourself with it, it's on you.
Mm-hmm. Because the last thing you want to do is say you don't give them that space when they're going through it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you end up part of their wrath.
Yep.
You end up stuck in their fire.
Yep.
And it was like, bro, I wasn't even coming at you with that kind of energy. Like I'm really just trying to, you know what I'm saying, check on you. And they hit you. I don't need to be motherfucking checked on, nigga. This. Nah, it's all on. If you gonna charge it to the whole fact of, well, I know they going through something, they ain't really mean that shit. And then you give them that space. And then when you give them that space and you hit them up again, they hit you, nigga, I'm going through it, nigga, your bitch ass, you won't even fucking woo, whatever. It's like, I tried to, but you was on tip. They don't remember they was on tip that day. They just know they was blanking out on everybody.
Yeah. That remind me of when my mom passed. and how I was going through it.
I'm not good with none of that shit, man.
Like, so the issue that I have today is that me going through that, a lot of people, whenever they go through something, people tell them you should reach out to me and talk to me. And the thing that I always say, and let me take that back. I ain't always say this. The thing that I start saying to people now is that what worked for me may not work for you.
Exactly.
So, like, I understand that you going through some hurt and somebody had you reach out to me because they feel like, you know, I went through that same magnitude of hurt, but I'm going to look at you dead in the eye and tell you I didn't, because I don't even understand what you're going through. It's very specific.
And that's the main thing. You don't want to say the wrong thing when somebody's grieving it, and you got two ways to look at it. Because if somebody did lose their mind and they going through it, and they coming at you like, "Hey, I lost my mom too. I understand what you're going through." You will look at them like you may not be in that mindset of, yeah, you did, you know what I'm saying? Whatever.
And that statement right there, I hated that. I hated it when, because a lot of people were saying that to me.
Because now what it's looking like is you're not helping me grieve with the loss of my mom. You're directing this back to yourself.
Right.
Don't say that kind of shit. That's why I don't know what people going through. So, like, some people, if they going through something and it's like, I know somebody that went through that, I will go, hey, I don't know what to tell you, but this person went through that same thing. The best thing is to reach out and ask them how they dealt with it, because they probably still haven't done that yet.
See, now, with me, going back to that I know how you feel statement, when you remember, we used to work at the same spot when my mom passed. I was hearing that a lot. If it wasn't for God, and it wasn't for me being a man of understanding, I wouldn't have been able to look at them and just listen. Mm-hmm. Because in the moments where they saying to me, man, I lost my mom too, I know what you're going through, the first thing that I think of is, nigga, I could go in your shit right now for saying that shit.
Because this is not the time.
It ain't just about the time. Like, I'm going to take you deep. My first thought when you say that to me is, nigga, you don't know me.
Exactly.
You don't know my mom.
And you don't know what kind of connection we had.
You don't know none of that. You don't know how we were connected and how we talked or how we handled love or how we showed each other love. You don't know that.
But look, not to cut you off, but the other crazy part about that is that shit is mirrored. Because you don't know their connection, nothing like that. Because you're
exactly
right now, you're going through it. Don't say that to me.
Exactly.
Think about the times when you was going through that and people said that to you. You don't say that. What you do is you remember the people that redirected you and kind of like helped you ease that pain without saying that. And you put that off on me.
Now, here's the thing, though. When they heard it, it may have been comforting to them.
It may have been. I think that's why a lot of people say that.
Yeah, it may have been comforting to them. It wasn't comforting to me. It was just, it was adding on. You was pouring gasoline on fire.
Because they don't fucking know you.
You don't know me. You don't know my mama. You don't know shit about our family. So how the fuck you know what the fuck I'm going through? Nah, nigga, you want some bullshit. The same thing that I'm accusing you of, my mindset is on that. I'm accusing you of being on some selfish shit. My mindset is on some selfish shit. Because I'm the one going through it.
And you're not thinking about nobody else. You're thinking about your hurt, your pain, and your loss.
So the first person that said it to me, when they said it to me, I was amazed. This is why I say it was because of God. The first thing I thought about was I could go in your shit right. But then the very next thought after that was, you know what? Nobody knows what to say in this situation.
Nope. Look.
This person is literally, they're only saying this with good intention. They're not saying it to direct it back at, and it could be that they saying it to direct it back about them, but they're not
how it comes off.
That's how it comes off. Regardless of what their intentions is, that's how it comes off. But at the end of the day, it's them recognizing hurt and they want to do something about it.
That's all it is, man, because look.
And that was the thing that I had to be more understanding towards. The fact that when people say that to me, I understand that they're not doing it with the intention of hurt. No. It may hurt me, but that's not the intention.
No, they're looking for anger. They're looking for an angle to try to help you, and then that's the other part. Like you say, they don't know you. They don't know your mind. So what they're doing is they're looking for an angle of how can I don't want to see you hurt. How can I help you not hurt? I don't know what words to really put into it, because the part that fucks me up is how many people I know that has lost their mother.
Like, bro,
I don't know that, and it fucks me up with the fact of I don't know what to tell them when that happens. And I hate that my first mindset is to just retreat and give them space, because they may not need that space. Mm-hmm. That's the part I figured out, I guess, a long time ago. They don't necessarily need the space, and they don't need your words either.
Mm-hmm.
Just be there.
Yeah, they just need the time.
Just be there. Hey, whatever you're doing, even if it's not like, even if it's just a phone call, give them that phone call. If you already told them, hey, man, I heard what happened. I'm sorry. Whatever. And then just hold a conversation, a normal conversation with them that has nothing to do with their mama past. Because what that's going to do is, if it's really on their heart to spill that out to you, they're going to come out with it. Everything you just said is not going to mean nothing. They're going to hit you with the, hey, bro, like, look, man, I can't believe this shit. Like, man, I'm fucking going through it right now. I don't know what to do, this, that, and the other.
Like,
and they're not looking for you to say nothing bad. Just listen.
Like, I hate to bring it up, but like when Susie passed,
I didn't know what to say to Lando, and that's my auntie.
This was like a week after my mother passed.
Exactly.
And I had seen Wayne. And, I gave my condolences. And even Wayne said back to me like, man, you going through the same shit, man. I know you know what the shit is.
Yeah.
I didn't say this back to him, but in my mind, I was thinking, bro, I don't know what you're going through.
Because I don't know what your connection is.
Like, I really don't. I don't know. I have no idea what you're going through. I just lost my mother, yes. You just lost your mother, yes. I do not know how you're handling that. I have no idea.
It's not the same.
It's not
the same.
And then it would be selfish of me to look at you and say, yeah, I do. It would be selfish of me to say,
man, that's my auntie. And I didn't know what to say to them.
For real.
None of them. All I could do is just be there.
For real.
I don't know why, but like, okay, at funerals, it's not that I don't cry, but I get a couple tears out and then I have a shitload of anger that comes behind it. And with that anger, it has me real compulsive. Like I try to do regular shit, but I be shaking with it.
A part of that is that old school teaching of men. Like a lot of that is that old school teaching.
Yeah.
Because
I know exactly what you're talking about, because I know I can't even tell you how many times I've heard, you a man, you ain't supposed to be crying.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I heard it too. The only difference is with me, I had to eliminate all of that. I eliminated all of that and had to say, this is me. And this is what I need to do, because if I don't, I'm gonna fuck some shit up.
And look, what you saying that. So when I was younger, right? And say it's about to be a scuffle, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've already had embedded in me, you ain't supposed to cry, you ain't supposed to cry.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm about to get into that fight. Right before it's time, I had a little teardrop. This is when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
And on some just whole, as soon as that teardrop, yeah, now it's time. You got me there.
Mm-hmm.
When I got older, it was that same kind of energy, because it was just like, okay, well, when I was younger, it wasn't necessarily the argument. It was just like, boom, I go quiet, because I've always been told you need to suck that up. You need to hold that in.
Yeah.
And the moment I can't hold that in, now it's time to tear shit up.
Mm-hmm.
When I got older, it wasn't more or less of I'm holding anything. I've been holding a lot of shit in, but I don't need that teardrop for the rage.
Right.
It was just, I've learned through time, and I might as well say through training. I don't know. We got that nerd shit in us.
Right.
So I guess through training, that tear don't have to necessarily drop. I can hold that rage in.
Uh-huh.
And then when the light goes from red to green, the bitch is on green.
Yep.
And I didn't realize that wasn't normal until my teenage years, when motherfuckers, you don't understand how many times I've been called crazy in my life. But they're like, well, think about, well, not them, but me, myself, going like, well, look at the stuff you do and the way you carry before the way a crazy person will carry themselves, with they're going to be crazy before, during, and after.
Right.
You are perfectly normal, so that would be 0. 100 miles an hour is crazy, and then you will revert right back to 0 like nothing just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a little bit crazier than that person that showed us they was crazy from the beginning all the way to the end.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, no, this is just what I was taught.
Right.
And it wasn't the fact that I was taught, like, oh yeah, let that motherfucker talk, laugh, ha ha, giggle with him, and then make them understand you crossed the line 3-4 sentences ago.
Mm-hmm.
But through the whole, all the domino effect of the shit that was going on, it was just, that's the way it played out. I don't understand that. I still don't understand it. I will sit up here and lie to you if I told you I know myself 100%.
Nobody does.
No.
Nobody does. Because if you knew yourself 100%, you would have a lot more self-control than what you actually think you have.
Because even the motherfuckers in dojos trying to teach people self-control don't realize, hey, motherfucker, you crazy than a bitch. And what you did was you took that energy and you just redirected it.
Yeah.
And it could be a certain little nick, like you could be sitting there with a motherfucker and they flick their lighter like this before they lit their cigarette, not knowing they got OCD, but that shit sparked your fire and you done fucking kicked them and beat their ass through the goddamn bar.
Yep.
That's people. That's just people.
And one thing, a lesson that I learned, and this was the hardest pill that I've ever had to swallow. Like the hardest lesson I ever had to learn. And it's probably simple to y'all, but when you really think about it, well, it depends on who you are. But if you really think about it, it's a hard lesson to take in. Not everybody thinks like you. Not everybody thinks like you. The moment that I learned that lesson, again, like I told you, whenever somebody is going through a hard or a tough hurt, they tell them you should talk to me. I don't like it. Me personally, I don't like it. And I'm going to get into why. During this time, I did like it, but then I started to see why I shouldn't. Woman. This is the woman who started my locks. She started my locks. Her and my homie, they was in a relationship. They end up losing their child. I mean, baby was born and didn't live long before they passed on. And whenever we kicked it and we would talk, she would talk about it. Like, you know, about how hard it is dealing with that and, you know, trying to revert back to a normal life. So, for one, I said to her that you cannot try to go back to living a normal life after going through that.
Because it's not.
It's not. It's the saying of, I'm trying to get back to the old me.
You can say that. It's also, to be more recent, it's also the world trying to cope with this pandemic.
At the time, this wasn't going on.
No, I know it's not. I'm just saying, like, as far as like a reference, stuff like that. It's like how people want to go back to normal, but it will never be normal again. And to add on to that, and to continue on and to add on to that, it's that, again, it's that saying of, I want to get back to the old me. That's a bit. So I said to her, like, the thing about going through something like that is, for you to get back to the old you, you have to undo what happened. That's the only way that you're going to get back to the old you. And that's why I said that. It's just like that pandemic. It's not going to fucking happen.
It's not going to go. This is a part of you now. This child that you lost, this is a part of you now. It's always going to be with you. Trying to get back to the old you, it's like you built a building, right? And something happened where that building completely collapsed. And you trying to get back to the old you, is rebuilding that building with the same weaknesses that it had before.